What's up, guys? You guys already know what time it is. We're going to go ahead and jump right on into this reading. And if you need to get a personal reading from me, you can email me, laurelbanks33 at gmail.com. You can also text me at 281-932-3218. Now, by the way, I am a neutral party. I will mix in my opinion every now and again. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at what's happening with the United States and this World War III that we're in, that has just, kind of been a little on the in-between. No one really knows where this is going. But I feel like there's going to either be a betrayal that someone is experiencing. They're going to jump the gun. Someone's going to jump the gun is what I was getting right before I turned on the video. All right. So I feel like because there is no movement, that if someone is trying to control feeling insecure. All right. So betrayal was at the bottom of the deck, and Nukem wanted to come out. So maybe that's why I kept getting someone jumping the gun. All right. So since this is my long form video, please make sure that you share, like, so we can all be on the same page and what we need to know about and what to do. All right. Just seen Gen X Files. Europe is coming out. And Hindu. Already messages here. Oh. We got the Suicide Squad, Suicide Mission. What's happening? Could be multiple parties on the in-between. A warning. Uh-oh. What's this warning? What is this warning? Breaking the law. Okay. Antarctica. Classified land. What is this warning with Antarctica and breaking the law? All right, guinea pig, thunder and hail. %, cult meetings. Also, could be something coming out with the Department of Justice in the United States. But with this guinea pig, I'm feeling like somebody's definitely playing or toying around with CERN or thunder and controlling something here. I'm not sure what Europe and Hindu, but they could be coming together. And then we have the Pacific Ocean. What's this classified land about? already done. Wow. Antarctica could be that classified land. With the Pacific Ocean, there might be something in the water that there might be testing or shell shocked. So maybe that's what that warning is. Maybe that's why I was getting jumping the gun. Then we have smart vehicle. This could be a drone, a car, something that's controlled by robot or, robotics. What's this here for? They're definitely testing on people. We have animal testing. I said people, but this is animals too. What about it that we need to know about? Could be some facilities in Antarctica or in the Pacific Ocean that they test in the water. Arctic, wow. Both polar opposites, literally. Nuke 'em. So these meetings could be talking about how they've tested already on something, or this could be the aftermath with that shell shocked. Okay. I said testing on the people and the animals. Let's clarify the animal testing. I said testing on the people rather the animals, but the animal testing came out of my hand as I said that. So that lets me know that they're doing both. Tribal. All right, this also could be someone's actual tribe, their truth of origin. Could be trying to get rid of people, or it could be a distraction. The war could be a distraction, is really what I feel. World War III distraction. Okay, Operation Distraction. You have the Antarctic Ocean at the bottom of the deck as well. So there's something in the ice, something in the water that they're not telling us about. This also could be, I don't know where I'm getting like, they consider tribes primitive. So they could be testing on them, trying to get rid of them. Okay, people also need to be careful in these locations, these geographical locations. What's the tribal and animal testing? Could be going into, I have seen where scientists go into the Amazon forest and the tribes killed them off. Shot all their poisonous darts and arrows and whatever they had, baby. And got them the fuck up out of there. You do not know this land. So, and then you have the natives. Which, my first time hearing the name First Nations was when my brother came from Canada. That's the only time I've ever heard of it. Being an American, I've only heard of them being called the natives, or I really find it very disrespectful to call them Indian. But since we have Hindu here, it could be that from India. Or a combination of everything. Could be some sort of divide with Europe and India. Let's see what this tribal is about. Visa. So it could be paperwork to travel. Now, what I recently learned is that there's no limit to a person having citizenship in multiple countries. But with this visa, this could be, passports, traveling abroad, unknown places. Okay, they could be bringing, we have Africa. They could be bringing certain things in, putting it on the animals like they normally do. We have campaign here. So someone is trying to reach the masses. Insurance, fraud, falling out. And biometric data. So this could be finding out, the origins of your tribe. I did see where they were trying to say that a lot of these companies that were doing the DNA testing at that time were definitely seeking for something that was not human. So this could be them, looking up your superpowers from different countries, different tribes. And then we have codes. So it could be biometric codes. All right. What do they want? What does the government want? Cover up. Oh, that's harsh. And retaliation. Also Hebrew. Major corruption is at the bottom of the deck. All right, what's next that they want us to know about? Flee. So maybe the Jews are trying to flee to a different place. I remember in the Bible it was talking about them being kicked out of places and having to travel from place to place. So maybe they're trying to escape. And then we have company merge. What's this company merge about? Law and order. So this could be someone either getting sued or having to follow rules, mandates. What company do we need to know about that's merging? A loser. And third party. So it could be 3 companies merging together significantly. And then we have the Fae. So fairies, angel dust. Angel dust could be trying to mystify something. All right, then we have missing people and capture. Clarify this capture, please. Other dimensions. Maybe that's why Faye is here. This is something very, you can't stop another entity, unless you try to catch it and dissect it and diagnose whatever, have some sort of diagnostic as to what it is. But once you kill it, you can't get it back unless you try to, pull some Frankenstein moves. But you have missing people, so let's clarify that. lost technology. This could be the scientists that have been missing, whistleblowers that already know how to manipulate the elements. We also have sign and wildfires, so maybe they're trying to cover something up with this missing people and wildfires here, trying to burn something down. And then we have slush money. Could be trying to stuff people down in their jobs or in a situation where they control the masses. Even if you work alone, behind the scenes, you got things like PayPal that you use, those companies that could merge together with other companies that are unexpected, you know, things like that. But I do feel you got World Court here, so maybe somebody could be taking someone to a judge or a jury. What's happening with these? What are we going to find out about these missing people? Sleeper cells. Okay, so someone could be using their ID or identification. This also might be them just resting and waiting for, I don't know. It's something about using missing people or dead bodies to keep something together. Yeah, spiritual warfare is here. And counterfeit. Now, I often think that spiritual warfare is the collective, whether it be the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the X-Men, the fairies, the fays, the angelic beings, people who are jumpers, can jump timelines, everything that the human collective is going through. People are trying to capture their life force. And are using technology and to block us from seeing everything. You have tariff and tax at the bottom of the deck. So you have national draft from the bottom of the deck. So they're collectively getting people to we have listening through the phone. And then we also have threats. Innocent people here. The army. And we also have International Criminal Court. So someone could be threatening that. Okay, with selling our information. What's this? Earthquakes. Wow. Clarify this listening through the phone, please. Space launch was flipped over. Local laws and GMO. Republican was at the bottom of the deck. And news media. All right. Study enemies. I'm telling you. And World War III. They're always going to use the innocent people to fight their battles. And exploit the naivety of people's systems and cultures. With the ICC, this is going to be very interesting taking place. I feel like this is going to be in the next 2 years. What are they studying and listening for with this war? Outbreak. So yeah, they're testing on the people, the animals. They want to see how fast it's going to travel through the animals to the people. They're all in on it. And blindsided. What are they all in on? What do we need to know about? What's the secrets? Give me the Jews. Forced to resign. So this reminds me of somebody who's been picked on, bullied, tried to find every single way to get you up out of there. And everyone knows when you're not wanted, they'll find a way to get you out or for you to leave on your own. What else? They're all in on and study. Allies. All right. Spying on civilians. Why? Why? Okay, manufacturing, stealing money. Wow. And then we have Navy. I know the Navy was hot when they were showing those pictures. Tornadoes. Micro USB in chips. That's the new gold. And external drives and shit. Yeah, so something is not right. We have induced death and underground, also banking system. So all of those go hand in hand because they came out together. You have giants at the bottom of the deck. What's this underground and banking systems? Stealing money. Victory. You know, this reminds me of when people that used to put their treasure up and you would have to find it after their death or something like that. This reminds me of that with the underground. You not knowing that there's treasure buried up under you unless you have the money to do so. Okay, export, import, and dropping drugs. Oh, mob ties. Wow. An ambush. Yeah, there's something going on with, you know, certain bases. There's naval bases, air bases. Not dropping the drugs off with the export, import. But mob ties. They're going to kick somebody out that could have been in the circle or once was in the circle. They're going to try to get rid of them and throw them under the bus. But this listening to the civilians is very telling. Watching everything that they do on social media, you telling them the story. All right, babies. I'll see you guys in the next video.